Good afternoon, dear students. So, as per timetable, for the MA semester third, who has opted population studies as a specialized paper, among the two papers, the first paper, I have covered 3 units in the first paper. And now today in the same first paper, the third unit entitled with fertility and nuptality topic. So students, today I will deal with the concept of fertility and nuptality. And this is two different concepts but linked with each other. So I will begin with nuptality, and then in the second class tomorrow I will deal with fertility. Okay. So let's start the concept of fertility and nuptality. So students, before dealing with the terminology nuptality, as per our understanding, as per the demographic events, just remember one more term that is called as family demography. And what is it? What is family demography? That is qualities of and concern and connections between family or households members. So this we can say as a family demography. That means qualities of and connections between family or households members. So this together can be used as term family demography, and in which there are various terms which I will tell you in the next slide. That there is a term marriage, that is institution, divorce is also event, remarriage is also event, cohabitation is also event, intergenerational relationships also an event, division of labor in households is also a process of family demography, and multi-partner fertility etc. are the terminology used for the family demography. Okay, so students, let's start the term nuptality. We all know that in the demographic event, I earlier told you the important event is marriage. And that marriage, when we measure it in the annual term basis, that is called as nuptality. Just like fertility, in which we measure the birth rate of a particular country, that is called fertility. Okay. So what is nuptality? The frequency and characteristics of marriage in a population. Very simple and very clear that the frequency and characteristics of marriage in a population is called as nuptality. विवाह के दर को, किसी भी जनसंख्या में विवाह के दर, फ्रीक्वेंसी को और उसके चरित्र को जब हम मेजर करते हैं तो उसको हम लोग वैवाहिक दर कहते हैं. ओके. Unlike fertility, mortality and migration, research on nuptality, or we can say that marriage rate and characteristics, has been limited because there are the term crude marriage rate. I will tell you later on all the marriage rate, but here we can understand about the crude marriage rate, that is the ratio of the number of marriages during the year to the average population in that year. A variety of marriage rates are used to measure nuptality, and first marriage rate and remarriage rate is also a terminology within that. Okay, so in the first slide, I told you as per your syllabus the meaning of nuptality. Okay, and then there are different concepts related to that. We should also understand about those concepts, because in many times 2 marks question consist of this type of terminologies. So first is polygamy. Polygamy is a marriage pattern in which one man marries more than one woman at a time. This in many parts of the world, also in India, this polygamy exists, because a marriage pattern in which one man marries more than one woman at a time. And we all know in Muslim community, there is a polygamy structure of marriage. Okay, so this is also we have to see and we have to measure the polygamy issue of any country. Okay, and second is monogamy, actually practiced in our Hindu mythology. The practice of having only one spouse at one time. In some cases, monogamy means having only one spouse for an entire lifespan. Just like in India, हमारे भारत में तो कहा जाता है कि हम लोगों का 7 जन्मों का संबंध है. So that means we are very strictly follow the rule of monogamy. And then third important event comes after this marriage, polygamy and monogamy, is a divorce. You all know polygamy is practiced by women, Muslim community, and also divorce is a very frequently followed by this community. So divorce is the legal process in which a judge legally ends a marriage. The results leaves the status of the two individuals as single. And a divorce does not declare a marriage null and void as in an annulment, but instead states that the marriage was unsuccessful for any one variety of reason and declares the two individuals as single. So this is also very important terminology when we are talking about the nuptiality, and this is used in developed countries and in developed societies. Divorce is a normal phenomena. Okay, and in India also nowadays in urban society, divorce is a nominal phenomena. Okay, so the next is a cohabitation. This terminology is also practiced in many parts of the globe, especially in the era of modernization. And for this study, cohabitation means persons who, while not married, have lived as married person for a period of not less than 5 years. We all nowadays hearing about the living partnership. That is a part of cohabitation. Pair lives together, don't marry, but live together long time. And if that is more than 5 years, or that is less than 5 years, that is called as cohabitation. Okay, and then the normal term fertility comes. That means the actual birth performance of a population. I will tell you in next class. There is one more term called cingulate mean age at marriage. In many research papers, we will see the term YSM-AM. That means the average length of single life expressed in years among those who marry before age 50. 50 वर्ष के एज के पहले जो शादी हो जाती है, जब उसको हम लोग एवरेज के रूप में मेजर करते हैं तो उसको सिंगुलेट मीन एज एट मैरिज कहा जाता है. एंड देन कम्स द period of child bearing. This is also a specific event. The act or process of carrying and giving birth to a child. And this is very much related to fertility. And dear students, then we will measure the term total fertility rate, for which I will take another class. Okay. Here I will explain you in the first class only the term nuptiality, and now I am here to explain the terminology of nuptiality. So students, marriage marks the onset of regular exposure to pregnancy and is therefore a proxy determinant of fertility. Its demographic, economic, socio-cultural and health implications set the stage of reproductive activities, such as legitimizing entry into sexual activities and childbirth. So this is how you can explain the term nuptiality. And marital status can also influence other demographic events such as family formation, migration, very important topic, and demand for social services such as schools, housing and health services. I told you in online class all the details about this criteria. Okay, and a review of the labels, patterns and differentials in marriage within a population can provide a critical directions in the formulation of programs and policies that promote the enhancement of family life. So students, When we are talking about the nuptiality rate, we should first know about the age at first marriage. And age at first marriage marks the time of entry into marital life and regular exposure to the risk of childbearing. Assuming that fertility often takes place within marriage and contraceptive practices are non-existent, there is a positive relationship between age at first marriage and fertility. So that means age at first marriage is very much important, believing that in that particular region, in that particular countries, contraceptive practices are non-existent. And then it is directly linked with the fertility. Okay? And the modernization theory argues that socio-economic development affects age at first marriage through self-selection of spouse and economic independence of women. This is the modernization theorist which argues this type of argument. Okay, and very frequently, students, let us talk about the various measures. Very simple. You have to learn. You have to remember this measurement when you have to deal with any table and question asked to calculate the marriage or divorce rate. Then first there is a crude marriage rate or crude divorce rate. I am telling it together because the same formula apply in marriage and same formula apply in divorce. Only terminology M and D will be changed. So CMR is M by P into 1000. That is total marriage in total population into 1000 is called it CMR. And if you will change the term M as D, then this is CDR is equal to D by P into 1000. So this is the simple measurement of crude marriage or crude divorce rate in a single formula. Okay. And then come general marriage or general divorce rate. In general marriage rate, M is the same but divided by population specific of females more than 15 plus into 1000. And if we will talk about divorce, here we will use D and here we will use D. GDR is equal to D by P, F 15 plus 1000. So this is simple general marriage or general divorce rate followed by this formula in which the population portion is defined with the female 15 plus population. And next is refined divorce or marriage rate. Refined divorce or marriage means D by P F by marriage. Total marriage of a female amongst the population. That is called as refined divorce, and when we put here M, that is called